Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Yeah, the old clock says it's 5 o'clock. Beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today.
Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today we got one out of the closet that I've had for a long time now here guys. 5 or 6 years, maybe even 7 years. This is Deschutes Brewing, the Abyss, the 2014 edition. And I've probably reviewed this already. I got this from Leandro. He sent these beers to me after I'd made the California trip on the motorcycle, and I may have gotten two. I didn't go back and look and check whether I'd done it before. I know I have, but this is the 2014 edition of this beer. So we're going to review it here in 2021. Leandro, thanks a bunch, my friend, my brother. I do appreciate it, sir. It was a pleasure to meet you and your lovely wife while I was out there on the motorcycle. It was a very enjoyable trip. This beer, like I said, I'm pretty damn sure that I reviewed it when I think he may have sent me more than one bottle. But we're going to do it. I didn't go back and look and check or what I graded it or anything. We're going to review this like I've never had it before, guys. Big 22-ounce bomber with wax covering on the top, and y'all know how I love that wax covering on a beer bottle. Thank God that a lot of the breweries have gone away from that now, and even canning some of this stuff instead of putting them in these big bombers and stuff. I'm sure it's going to be an excellent beer, especially since I've had it for 6 or 7 years now. But it's been in the closet. It hasn't been in the fridge the whole time. So I don't know how much carbonation has accumulated, or if it's going to spew all over the place or anything like that. We're going to find out. If it does, it does. I mean, I don't edit any of that crap out. I'm hoping it's not going to, but I'm just not a big fan of wax on a beer bottle. If it's capped correctly, nothing's going to happen anyway. I'm not going to get into that story of people saying that keeps people from counterfeiting the beer. Really? Seriously? I mean, is that what the reason is? I just don't think so. It's just another step that somebody's dipping each one of these bottles in to add more cost to the product. That's just my opinion though. But anyway, 11.1% on this beer. 86 IBUs according to Untapped. A deep, dark Imperial Stout, the Abyss has almost immeasurable depth and complexity. Hints of molasses, licorice, and other alluring flavors make it something not just to quaff, but contemplate. As for the great drink it now or let it age debate, we stand clearly on the fence. Distinct and delicious on release, the flavors meld and fuse into an entirely different pleasure after a year or more in the cellar. We got definitely more than a year or more on this one. So, we've got everything that we need to know, and it said that it was put in the bottle on 11/10 of 15. So it's definitely, this is 2021, so not quite 6 years old. Let me get the knife out, start carving on it, and it still has the price tag on top of it. It was $15.99 back then. Bear with me, it takes a little longer to get into these bottles that have this wax covering on them, and I hope I don't slice my finger open now, because being on blood thinners and everything, I bleed like a pig very easily. I just bump into stuff now and it bruises me and I start bleeding. Sucks getting old, guys. It does. Take care of yourself while you're young. Well, I've got a lot of it off. Let me carve a little notch in here so I can get the opener in it. Hopefully we won't get any wax into the bottle. I mean, into the bottle or the glass, either one. Alright. That wax is still peeling off. I don't want to get any of that in my glass. Anyway, here we go. Alright, enough left in there for the other half. Nice cascading effect on the beer. Very nice. That's a good looking beer. It's still cascading up. And I jerked it out of the fridge and threw it in the freezer for about 45 minutes or so before I reviewed it, because I didn't have another stout to review, and I don't have any more until I come across something is sent to me, or I go back to the beer store. We still got a few double IPAs in there to go through, so not much head on that. Not much head at all. That is pitch black, guys. Dark as night. No light coming through it. Good looking beer. Through the nose we go. Hints of bourbon, black molasses, roasted malt. Smells awesome, guys. Smells very nice. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Leandro. Thank you, sir. Wish you and your family very well health, and hope y'all are doing very well. Cheers. Very nice. Very nice beer. Big beer. 11.1%. It's a little too cold. I left it in the freezer just a little too long for this. That's why it was a little chunky coming out. I don't think I left it in there that long, but I must have left it in there just a tad too long. And the flavors and aromas are going to open up a little bit more once it comes at the room temperature, and that's what we need to let happen. Before I say anything derogatory or anything, it's just a little too cold right now. Still very tasty. So let's let it warm up, come up to room temperature. I'm going to sip on this for 45 minutes to an hour. Then I'll come back and we'll do the final chug. So, a little bit bitter right now, but hoping that's going to mellow out. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on it for quite a while now, an hour and a half. Decent beer. Not blown away by this beer. It would not be something that I would purchase again. It's way too bitter to me. I guess I've been drinking too many milk stouts. I don't find this a pleasurable beer to drink. This is 2 in a row here that I find too bitter. So I don't know if my palate is changing or what. But it's super bitter, and the other half said the same thing. She thought it was bitter, and I do too. I think it's kind of bitter. So maybe I've gotten used to drinking the milk stouts and the sweet stouts. But I found this very bitter beer to drink. Not a pleasurable beer to me anymore. So I don't know, like I said, when my palate's changed or or these super bitter beers like this is just unpleasant to drink. So would not be something that I would purchase again. It's not worth $16 a bottle. It's probably more than that now, because that was in 2014, 2015. So glad this is the only one I have left, and I've got it out of the closet and reviewed it, but not super impressed with this, guys. And it was probably been a time that I thought this was an outstanding tin beer, but not now. But not now. There are a lot better beers out there than this, that are a lot easier to drink and not as bitter, a lot smoother. I will say the alcohol is fairly well hidden, but it is super bitter. Super bitter. So I don't know if the aging of that has had an effect on the bitterness of the beer, but I would not cellar this beer. I mean, it might be a little tastier fresh, but not impressed. Final choke. Smells good. It's got a wonderful aroma now that it's formed up, but it is super bitter. Nice roasted malt, a little bit of the barrel aging notes. Guys, I'm going to give it a B+, 88 from me on this one. Like I said, I didn't go back and look what I gave it before, because I'm sure I've reviewed it before, but was not impressed with the aging on this beer. So that being said, I'm going to jump over to Beer Advocate, and they have it at 99. That is nowhere near that to me now. This did not sell well, in my opinion. Not to this extent. So over at Untapped, they have it at 4.2. So I'm giving it a lower grade than both of these guys. This may blow your hair back and your socks off, and it may have blown my hair back and my socks off at one time, but not now. But not now. It's just not doing it for me. If you want booziness for booziness, you can get malt liquor. If you want a tasty beer that's easy to drink, this is not in that category to me. So I mean, to each their own. Depends on what you want to drink, what you used to drinking, and where your palate is. My palate is all over the place. I mean, I've had over 4,100 beer reviews. So I don't know, like I said, whether my palate has changed and these bitter beers don't appeal to me anymore. But this is it's a well-made beer, but it's just a little too bitter for my taste. I didn't care for it too much. I guess y'all figured that out by now. So anyway, we got both gradings from Beer Advocate and Untapped, and you got my grade. So if you had the 2014 edition recently, it's what it says, the 2014 Reserve of the Deschutes Abyss. Let me know what you think. To meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.